Oh, so like split off.
Yes, so it splits off.
And then I guess I'm last then.
Yes.
What happened?
So to enter for the first time, Sarah will go, then Lumena, and then Kaden, and then you, Macy, Justin.
That way you guys can go this way and you don't have to like.
Yeah, it's splitting off. Does that work? Okay, go ahead, back into the room. I feel like we should think through the pieces. Oh, we go in the room.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Sorry.
You guys, let's do a quick run through of the pieces that go with the risers. Put yourself down, enter the risers. Let's go. Come on, guys, hurry up. Let's go. Come on, guys, hurry up. Good thought, lady. Should I sing first again?
You guys can see.
Okay.
No, I thought you said which song sing first.
Which song was
not I?
Wanna sing that one first?
We're singing that one first? That's what at the end, like we're just sing like, oh my god, we're happy, we're putting the ribbon out. Yeah. Oh my god. See?
So do you want to close my eyes and listen to your
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought we were doing no, we're the other one. If we're Russ sing, then when I close my eyes.
Where's the back?
Bathroom.
Okay.
Fixing my shirt. It's when it's rejoice and sing.
Double check your spacing, Kira.
Yeah, well, I still got 600 up there.
Put this in.
Rejoice and sing, lift your voices and let's join the celebration. Let freedom ring in your hearts as a source of inspiration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate and rejoice. Celebrate, celebrate.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Celebrate and sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Rejoice.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
And sing, lift your voices, and let's join the celebration. Let freedom ring in your hearts as a source of inspiration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'll sing when I pray the Spirit of the Lord. Rejoice and sing. Lift your voices and let's join the celebration. Rejoice and sing. Lift your voices and let's join the celebration. Rejoice and sing. Rejoice and join the celebration. Rejoice and sing. Rejoice and join the celebration. Rejoice and sing. Rejoice and join the celebration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Rejoice.
Remember, be happy. Look at me. Remember, I want to be the center.
When I close my eyes and I can see. When I close my eyes, I'm alive. When I close my eyes, then I can see. And I am not afraid. When I try to see the reasons why, if I ever could understand, I would find the hope to let me try, and I am not afraid. Take me to the river, take me to the sea, climb the highest mountain, and go there with me. When I close my eyes, then I can see, and I am not afraid. Now I am learning the magic within me, and that is the reason I'm standing so tall. Deep in my heart is a voice that is speaking. If I keep believing, then I will not fall. Take me to the river, take me to the sea, climb the highest mountain, and go there with me. Take me where the wind blows. Take me to the sun. Take me to the sun. Take me to the river that flows to the sea. And I try to see the reasons why, if I ever could understand, I will find the hope to let me try, and I am not afraid. And I am not afraid.
Remember to stand nice and strong and be happy. Kira always looks like she's happy. Thank you. Like, look joyful. Engage your eyes. Okay. Do you guys have any questions or concerns? You're sounding good, so just remember what you know how to do. Make sure you breathe. Make sure you stand confidently.
I'm just gonna stop right now.
Is the whole school gonna be in the auditorium?
No, they don't all fit.
Only the more.
Okay.
When discussing it's going
It is a large building.
When we're on stage, what should you do? Yes, you guys have about 10 minutes to sit and relax backstage quietly. So go ahead and stay in the order you're in. Except for Anthony's kids going to the front. You know the deal. Quiet the exercisers. Let's practice for later.
Getting ready. He's just.
Where they got me?
Garrett's here too. I don't know where he is.
He's over there having, oh, they're in the teacher's lounge.
Oh, he's in
With,
there.
Colonel Ballman, those guys are doing the generals.
Oh, cool.
Take it with you? The road, if you want to go with us, they have a little meet for you up there with Colonel Ballman and general, everybody.
Road is small. How do you want to? I don't know what order he's in.
He is, let's say he's third.
If you tell him it's posted to the side, left to right, maybe, or?
Okay, just leave it up here, and then anybody else can just put theirs on top.
Okay, I just don't know if he'll stay. So, yeah. We'll see, man. We'll let it go.
If it falls, I'll run in and grab it real quick, just hand it to him as he walks.
That'd probably be the better thing to do. You could probably stay seated here in the corner, and then when he gets called up, you just come up there, hand it to him. That might be easier.
Speaker in front of the crowd, as he walks.
Or they put it down and.
Yeah, that's happening.
Okay, the list on Susan and the Boston, so that's why we have to done it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, thank you.
Yes, that's right.
And the transition to heat. Or the AC.
Down there?
That's it. Also, the next one that opens. Anyway.
FYI, female restrooms there, male restrooms over here, wash on the same way. So, yeah, use those. John, they're standing outside here.
Good morning. Please stand. My name is Mrs. Tita, and I'm the assistant principal here at the Zama Middle High School, home of the mighty Trojans. Now we will welcome our distinguished guests. Welcome again. Now we will, I apologize. You may be seated. Welcome again to the home of the mighty Trojans. We will now have our Superintendent of PAC East, Ms. Dr. Judith Allen.
Well, good morning. What a wonderful opportunity to be here. It's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Tom Brady and Ms. Rapp. Mr. Brady comes to us from headquarters, Alexandria, Virginia, and Ms. Rapp has joined us from the Pacific region in Okinawa. Also, I'd like to welcome General Vowell and his party, and welcome also the wonderful students that are listening to us, and Colonel Bonham, who has been with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We have a wonderful partnership with them. So it's just a great time for all of us to be together, to enjoy this wonderful opportunity, and to me it's something special. And I think it's special for three reasons. One is we had this wonderful assemblage of all that it took, everyone that put hands together to make this opportunity to open the new Zama Middle High School. That's very special. Took people all over the world, actually, to make it happen. Number two, the reason it is so special is since September of 2020, we've been in person, face-to-face learning. That is really, really special for those of us that know that. And number three, it is a wonderful opportunity to welcome sixth grade to the middle high school. So we have lots of reasons to celebrate. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you and to have you be here for this wonderful occasion, because it really is special. We have our students. They are the most special ones of all. And we can give them this wonderful opportunity to have a new building where they can learn and grow and become our future citizens and adults of this world. So thank you for this opportunity. And I'm going to turn it over to one of our special, Mr. Binns. Take it away.
Faculty and staff, administrators, students, and honored guests, please rise for the singing of the Japanese and the United States national anthems by the Trojan Voices under the direction of Miss Kayla Nash.
Kimi ga yo wa chiyo ni ya chiyo ni sazare ishi no iwa o tonarite koke no musumate. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium Zama Middle High School Principal, Mr. Henry Lefebvre.
Good morning, Major General Vowell, Mr. Brady, Ms. Rapp, Dr. Allen, Colonel Tomlinson, Colonel Bonham, our SAC and PTO presidents, honored guests, community stakeholders, parents, teachers, and students. Thank you for joining us here to help us officially open Building 913 as we add it back into the fold and count it as one of the many outstanding educational facilities that support our military-connected students around the world. I'd like to share with you a story of resilience and keeping in within our theme of resilience in the past, present, and future. Resilience in the past. Zama Middle High School traces its roots all the way back to the opening of Zama American High School, which was a 7 through 12 school that opened its doors for the 1958-59 school year. Between 1958 and 1968, middle school students attended school with their 9th through 12th grade classmates in various building configurations and in different locations, both on Camp Zama and the Sagamihara housing area. Zama Middle School opened its doors as a standalone middle school for the 1968-1969 year, counting 380 7th through 8th grade students under the principalship of Mr. James Hedberg. Zama Middle School continued on its own for the next 22 years. In 1990, its students were reabsorbed back into the high school after the 1989-90 school year. From that point, for the next 16 years, Zama Middle School students once again attended school with their high school classmates. In 2006, Ms. Denise Leach, principal of the reestablished middle school, oversaw education of Zama Complex middle school students 7th through 8th grade. Zama Middle School continued as a standalone school until the fall of 2017, when once again the 7th and 8th grade students were again reabsorbed into the high school in order to allow for the refurbishment of Building 913, which was originally opened in 1980. What started as a renovation of an aging building became a 4-year odyssey delayed for various reasons, construction delays and fiscal challenges chief among them. In the spring of 2020, the project was at last complete. With the refurbishment complete, the next steps to returning life to Building 913 required the replacement of all the furniture that was removed when it went dormant back in 2017. Normally, the replacement of furniture, fixtures, and equipment is a large undertaking, but not an insurmountable one. In our circumstance, it seems as if the world was against us. Initially, all went well. Even during a worldwide pandemic, all partners, DoDEA, military, and civilian contractors, worked in sync with each other to ensure we would have what we needed to open our doors to students in the fall of 2021-22 school year. Then came typhoons and shipping delays. This caused a ripple effect for those of us on the ground. Then late in July, Ms. Rapp, Dr. Allen, Dr. Knight conducted a school tour to check on progress. It was apparent the smoothly oiled machine had broken down. Alarm bells were sounded and the call to right the ship went out. Those alarm bells helped focus the attention and the efforts of the team. With renewed determination, everyone refocused, everyone doubled their efforts to ensure we would be ready on time. Sometimes those efforts came right out of the movies, working long hours late at night by the light of car headlights. I would like to call special attention today to 3 individuals who selflessly gave of themselves, working by the light of headlights. Mr. Tariq Khan, Mr. Doug Twyman, and Mr. Joshua Noble, whose Herculean efforts, along with many others, helped make it a reality for us to open our doors on time. As a side joke, we wondered if we ever needed to move again, would it be possible to hire the Japanese moving companies, because anyone who's ever PCS'd in and out of Japan knows the Japanese movers always pack table legs with the tables that go with it. Uniting tables with their corresponding legs was one of the last hurdles we needed to complete before we could open. Resiliency in the present. The 2021 saw great change. Not only were we dealing with the effects of a global pandemic, students could look forward to a new learning environment with brand new furniture. Zama Middle High School became a true middle high school by adding 6th grade students from our feeder schools, Shirley Lanham and John O. Arnn Elementary Schools. Today, Zama Middle High School stands ready to accomplish DoDEA's vision to be among the world's leaders in education, enriching the lives of military-connected students and the communities in which they live, and its mission, educate, engage, and empower each student to succeed in a dynamic world. The 535 6th through 12th grade students now have access to outstanding facilities, 21st century equipment, as well as a professional cadre of professional educators that execute research-based 21st century teaching and learning practices. Our path to highest student achievement is well defined. The components are here for us to employ. All we need to do is use the tools we've been given. Resiliency in the future. We cannot say with great clarity what the future holds for the world. What we can say is that the future for Zama Middle High School and our students is indeed bright. As a testament to the luster of our student body, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome to the podium, representing the past senior class and STUCO Executive Council President, Ms. Charlotte Patterson.
Good morning. Good morning, honorable guests, friends, family, teachers, and the choir. We are gathered here today to celebrate the reopening of the middle school building and the combination of a full middle and high school. But before I moved to Japan in 2019, a family friend told me all about Camp Zama. In the 90s, she had graduated from Zama High School, and she spoke about the high school building with the cool atrium with a Z in the middle. When I got here, I could not wait to see this building. It wasn't until this year that I finally experienced what she was talking about. The atrium is pretty cool, and I thank all the engineers, contractors, and staff that helped reopen this building. This ceremony is about resilience, past, present, and future. And I think that fits perfectly with the type of students here at Zama Middle High School. Each student at this school knows how to be resilient. They have moved more times than most adults, and they have lived here if they have lived here their whole life, then they have seen kids move in and out. Nothing on military bases stays the same. People leave, buildings get shut down, and new ones rebuilt. Yet the one constant is the type of students and children the military creates. Students who are used to change and accept it. Students who learn how to adapt to a new environment quicker than most. They know change is inevitable and life is hard. But the students of Zama Middle High School are still kind to others because they know how unkind the world can be. Resilience doesn't mean that we will never fall or break. It means that when we do, we get right back up. That is exactly what the students of Zama Middle High School do. While we are here to celebrate the hard work that was put into this building and the creation of a new Zama Middle High School, none of us would be here today without the military-connected students that attend this school. So, honored guests, friends, family, and teachers, when we stand outside and cut the ribbon, think of the old and the new, the combination of two schools into one, and all the work that was put into this building. But really think about the students of Zama Middle High School, because that is what this is all really about. Thank you. I would like to bring up to the stage the 6th grade class president, Natalie Purvis.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Purvis, the 6th grade president. What were you doing for school a year ago? A year ago, I was at my house at home listening to my computer go on and on for 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. My commute was 5 seconds to get up from my bed and log into my computer. Now I have to get up at 5:50 in the morning to make it on time to the bus. The bus commute is usually an hour long. After virtual school for well over a year, I moved to Atsugi. That was the first time I had in-person school for well over a year. At first, I was shocked. I didn't have to be 6 feet away from kids. I could get near kids. This seemed like a whole new world to me. It felt normal. There were many unknowns and questions in the transition from elementary school to middle school. As 6th graders, life is more stressful. We were all worried about where our classes would be, what would the class schedule would look like, what would the bus ride look like, will we meet new people, make new friends. But after a while, 6th graders got the hang of things. We were able to adapt quickly. As we made this transition to elementary school to middle school, we started realizing and recognizing that there are many differences between elementary school and middle school. The biggest difference is that there's no homeroom. The schedule is much different, and we have multiple classes in one day. We have A days and B days. Classes on different days were very confusing at first. But after weeks of practice, we knew where classes and buildings were located. For the first time ever, we had electives to choose from. We could choose from drama, art, Japanese class, and PE. For once, it felt like we could choose the classes that we wanted. I was very lucky because I was able to get the electives that I wanted. Another big difference was that we had seminar. Seminar is a class dedicated to allowing students make sure they get their homework done on time. And speaking of homework, remembering when each assignment was due was very scary. There were a lot of things to remember. We had to use a planner to keep track of things that were due. Student council is a fun difference as well. We were able to run for class officers. But through all the unknowns and differences of school, we overcame these challenges together as one. As military children, we are used to change. We all move many times, and we always say goodbye to our friends and get to make new ones. Together, we learned that changing classes on multiple days at different times was not as scary as we thought it was going to be. We learned how to manage our time correctly so that we could use our lockers and keep track of homework when it's due. The older students at Zama have also been helpful in the process of adapting to a new school. Some of the seniors showed us around during the Zama school tour. We could ask questions and get answers. Zama is a great school, and this building is a great addition, and many more students will come through these doors. As more students come through these doors, the school becomes more full. And every year we have a younger generation to teach. As the new students come to the school, it matters that we take part in helping them in the transition of school. A wise man once said, "School is a building with 4 walls with tomorrow inside." I'm Natalie Purvis, your 6th grade president.
Okay, I have to admit, it's a little bit intimidating to go up after those 2 great speeches. I don't know if I can follow up on that. Mr. Brady, General Vowell, Sergeant Major Dodson, Chris Tomlinson, Ms. Rapp, and Dr. Allen, thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I'd like to appreciate that. So as the district commander of the Japanese Engineer District, you know, this is a great day. Even though I wasn't here for most of the time, I came in right in the middle of the FF&E, the fixtures, furniture, and equipping piece of it. I can see, you know, the fingerprints of our engineers involved throughout the school. The original plan was to renovate Zama High School and Zama Middle School, buildings 906, 913, and the auditorium, building 912. The project was awarded as a construction contract mid-July 2017 and was completed much later than we thought, but it was completed February 25th, 2021. That's 4 years of investment, hard work, in some trying times. We had to de-scope building 906 to fund asbestos abatement, unfortunately. And no one could have guessed at the time this project began the challenges we're going to have with the pandemic. The COVID situation proved to be a mighty challenge, one that we met and we overcame. Even with COVID nipping at our heels, we delivered the high school renovation project, I think with great results. This renovation project was valued at more than $35 million. But the most important thing that came out of this project, quite frankly, is an enhanced education experience for the kids. And that's what really, at the end of the day, we're most proud of with the district. There are many, many aspects of this project that were touched by the Japan Engineer District. We put in new doors and windows, new floors, wall ceiling finishes throughout, all new lighting and power. The handrails and the stairwells are all new. There's also an all-new HVAC system, state of the art. We've repaired the caseworks and countertops in the science lab. It's a laundry list of improvements that goes on and on. You might not know this, but the school is truly an international school from a construction standpoint. The furniture, fixture, and equipment contract was contracted through our Louisville district with ground support from our Kanagawa resident office. So a global spanning effort. And then there are the improvements that go beyond the noticeable. We provide automatic fire sprinkler systems, a new alarm mass notification system, and we install eye washes and shower fixtures to keep the kids safe. We're more than pleased to be part of the education process, creating a safe space for the kids to learn and grow. And this is truly important for us because this is our home high school. Most of my district is located here, so we took true pride and put a lot of love and sweat and tears into making sure this school was a top-tier school when we finished it. And I also want to thank, our big partner on this. We couldn't have done without. I want to thank Gilbane, our prime contractor who shepherded this through. Without this, we couldn't have done it. I know the challenges you had with COVID, but I appreciate the hard efforts and the sweat and tears that Gilbane put into it with your Japanese subcontractors. As I said, the project began before I arrived, and its impact will last long after I've gone. Thanks to the hard work of the Japan Engineer District and our construction partners, the children of the Camp Zama and Naval Air Facility at Tsugi areas can focus on what's important, rising to become the next generation of leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Once again, the Trojan Voices.
Rejoice and sing, and your voices, and let's join the celebration like freedom ring in your hearts as a source of inspiration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate and rejoice. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate and sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Rejoice, rejoice, and sing, lift your voices, and let's join the celebration. Let freedom ring, let it ring in your hearts as a source of inspiration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'll sing and obey the Spirit of the Lord. Rejoice and sing. Give the two voices and let's join the celebration. Rejoice and sing. Lift your voices and let's join the celebration. Rejoice, rejoice and sing. Rejoice, let's join the celebration. Rejoice, rejoice and sing. Rejoice, let's join the celebration. Rejoice, rejoice and sing. Rejoice, let's join the celebration. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. When the Spirit says sing, I will sing. Rejoice.
Thank you, Trojan Voices. Please welcome to the stage U.S. Army Garrison, Japan Commander Colonel Christopher Tomlinson.
Good morning. Just real quick round of applause for the choir, obviously for the anthem as well as this latest song that they did. Good morning, and thank you all for allowing me to join today's speakers and other distinguished guests. Mr. Brady, Ms. Rapp, Dr. Allen, Dr. Knight, Principal Lefebvre, Major General Vowell, and Colonel Bonham. It's an honor for me to be here today to commemorate the reopening of Building 913 at Zama Middle High School. We know that this was a deliberate and well-executed years-long project. During that time, the school made needed adjustments to accommodate all the students here throughout the construction process. You know, throughout the time you were talking about resilience here, but what I see here is resilience with continued optimism. I think that's a key thing with regards to this. To the extreme credit of the school administration and all the teachers and staff here, you were able to do this without interrupting the first-class educational services that provide to the students in our community. All your hard work has been a testament to your unwavering dedication to the youngest members of our Army family, as well as to our Navy partners from NAF at Sugi, whose children also attend here. This reopening is the latest example that shows just how much Camp Zama and our DoDEA school system continue to care for all our students and our families here. As the Garrison Commander, caring for families is one of our highest priorities, and so allowing us to participate here today and seeing all the hard work that went into the entire rebuilding and refurbishing process, it is a proud moment for us all. And it also puts at ease for us that the service members and civilian employees who work in this great community, as well as at Sugi, can focus on achieving their day-to-day mission because they know that their children are safe, secure, and provided the very best in education with a superb facility. Exceptional resources and updated classrooms. For this, we have so much to be grateful for. Thank you all again for attending today's ceremony, and congratulations to all for their contributions to make today a proud day for us all. Thank you very much. And now it's my honor to introduce the Commander of United States Army Japan, Major General J.B. Vowell. Sir.
All right. Principal Lefebvre and DoD team, Ohio gozaimasu. One more time with feeling. Ohio gozaimasu. Much better. I feel invited. Thanks for inviting both me and Mary today to attend this ceremony. So far, this has been fantastic. As an Army brat who grew up in what was then called Dodds, in West Germany. Yeah, that's back before computers and back before automation. We had stone tablets and chisels we had to do homework on every night. We had to walk to our Dodge schools 5 miles each way in the snow uphill. I don't think the kids believe me by now. But I'll try to do my best not to embarrass myself in front of the Army's top educators. And in all seriousness, it's my absolute honor to be here today and to celebrate the official opening of the building 913. And it's especially fitting that our ribbon cutting today is encompassing many commands and organizations. And I'd like to acknowledge those representing the Army and DoDEA best. Mr. Tom Brady, I look forward to our meeting later this afternoon and continue to build upon the relationship between DoDEA and the U.S. Army Japan community. Ms. Lewis Rapp, good to see you again. And Dr. Judith Allen, it's great to see you both. I'm excited that you're able to join us since our last visit in August. They were the driving force behind getting everything on schedule, on plan again. When they came to my office, they had my attention for those concerns. And I'm glad the community could come together and help solve that. And I'm just glad that the furniture and the table legs came together. Principal Lefebvre, rumor has it that you're a sports fan. I've just got one thing to say, Roll Tide. I see you appreciate that. Girl and Bottom, looking forward to seeing what engineering marvels your team has done as we go tour Building 913. And finally, to the installation commanders, family members, students, I know you're just as excited as I am to be a part of history as we start a new chapter at the Camp Zama Middle High School. And the history of DoDEA goes back to the end of World War II, when the U.S. established schools for children of servicemen and women stationed in Europe and Japan. I was one of those kids. As I said earlier, I went to some of those schools, and my sons have as well, continuing that tradition of the military community taking care of each other. Now, fast forward to 2021, and DoDEA continues to educate, engage, empower our students to succeed in today's dynamic world. And this year marks 75 years that DoDEA has provided children education and support through military-connected families. And lastly, DoDEA continues to grow and improve our future generations. You saw that up here with the choir. My son sang in the choir in his 7th grade at Fort Campbell. It's awesome to see those kids grow up. DoDEA recognizes our children and what they're facing and the different hardships daily and offer tremendous opportunity to grow alongside one another. Now, COVID has been one of those hardships that affected each and every one of us, especially parents and kids, every day. And our children and the school cycle were disrupted as a result. However, DoDEA rose up to the challenge and continued to provide a safe learning environment to support these difficult times. In essence, this building that's being rededicated will be the bedrock for grooming our future leaders of America. So I ask that the teachers and the students put everything they have into their time spent at Camp Zama Middle High School and make this a memorable part of your lifetime. A school is much, much more than a building. Thank you again for having us today. I'm looking forward to seeing the grounds and the new building and the tables and the legs finally coming together. Ichidan.
Thank you, General Vowell. Please welcome to the stage the Director of Student Excellence, DoDEA Pacific, Ms. Lois Rapp.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's so good to see everyone here, and what a special occasion this is. So as I was thinking about remarks for this morning, many of you know I started out my career overseas as the superintendent here for Pacific East. At the time, it was the Japan district. The very first place I visited was Zama, and I came here and I thought, this is breathtaking. The views that you have, what our children get to see and experience here in the heart of Tokyo, really second to none as far as opportunities go. But we knew that our buildings needed some help. The seats that you're sitting in, they were all replaced as a part of this renovation project. They look very different than they did when I first arrived. So as we talk about resiliency, we'll fast forward now into our time here with Dr. Allen as our superintendent and what we've seen with our building projects. And as General Vowell alluded to, Judy and I came over here to visit, and I had already been alerted by our AO and our principal. There was a few issues here. We had 3 weeks until school was ready to open. We walked into what used to be the office facility, boxes above my head, little tiny walkways, and the chaplain came in. He was registering his children, and he looked at me and he looked at Judy. He said, "Can I share some scripture with you?" I thought, this is telling. And so from there, I did actually go meet with General Vowell. Judy and I did, as well as with Colonel Tomlinson. And I said, I don't know if we can do it. I don't know that we can get these schools open in time. As much as it's important to our families, I'm not sure. And really, I have to say, with the support of the command here, our great partners with the Japan Engineering District, with the work done with FF&E, with our wonderful AO that was here, Tommy Rose's leadership from the department, we opened on time. And we could not have done it without all of you. And so I can't say thank you enough to the people that we have represented here today, the things that you have done. And I really believe, of course, most importantly, we've created a great environment for our students. I think we've also created a recruiting tool for our Army here at Camp Zama to say, bring your families. This is a great place for children to be. They're going to get a first-class education. Just a piece of trivia for you, as we've talked about COVID and how our students have done. We were very fortunate here that we've been open face-to-face almost the entire time of the pandemic. But if you think back, we had a couple months at the end of the previous school year that we were in remote, and we were also worried about how our students would do. Our students, our high school students, had to take their AP exams in the middle of the night remotely because they had to be all taken at the same time worldwide, and we were so worried. I will tell you, our Camp Zama students increased their AP scores by 25%. So what does that tell you about our students and the amazing teachers that they have that have been guiding them through all of this? So again, what a wonderful opportunity. The sun is shining today, shining on our beautiful new school, our students, and all of our guests that are here. Each and every one of you have contributed to make this a successful project. So with that, I am pleased to introduce my boss, who honestly in Washington, D.C., he's the one that pulls all those strings. This was a military construction project, which required a lot of work to happen through the Pentagon. And he is the one up there representing us, representing our children, your children, to make sure that they do get the very best education possible. And I talked to Tom in preparation for this event, and I said, would you like to come to the ribbon cutting at Camp Zama? He said, Lois, I wouldn't miss it. So he made the trip, went through Haneda Airport and the quarantine and rode the bus and did all of that just so he could be here with you today. So with that, please join me in welcoming Mr. Tom Brady.
Thank you, Ms. Rapp. Ladies and gentlemen, what a great day to be in Japan and at Camp Zama. Absolutely beautiful. Sun is shining. We were blessed with two students' remarks that are absolutely fantastic, not only in Charlotte, and what a wonderful course. I think three themes strike me today. We'll start with history. In 1946, in August, there were 6 teachers who were hired in the United States and got off a troop ship in Tokyo Harbor. And about the same time, 8 teachers got off a ship in Germany to begin what we now know went through with DODS, but we now know as DoDEA worldwide. And from that very small beginning, there was a commitment to taking care of the families and the men and women that we put overseas and in the United States. And I think we need to reflect on that every once in a while. This building and this ceremony today represents about $30 million of investment and a tremendous amount of work and teamwork to get it done. And apparently the tables and the chairs got there at the right time, so we are open. But nevertheless, what a tremendous teamwork to get to where we are, $30 million. The Department of Defense has invested $10 billion over the last 10 years in schools around the world, for our schools around the world, to reinforce the commitment of providing quality education to our families. This is the first of 4 ribbon cuttings that I will do in the Pacific. And again, that's a remarkable commitment on the part of our senior leaders and elected officials in the United States and the importance that they value of education. So I think history and that commitment's important. The second theme is the future. We know it's in good hands when we have students like this, but the future is so bright. We're not through COVID. We understand that. We've had worldwide, about 99% of our schools are open face-to-face, and we know that students learn best face-to-face. But we've been through remote, we've been through virtual schools, yet and still the accomplishments and student achievement of our students are not comparable to the United States school districts, and I am so pleased. And what does that reflect? It reflects a commitment on the part of our students and our parents and our teachers to continue that good work and to continue that excellence. And we couldn't have gotten through COVID, and no, we're not through it yet, but we couldn't have gotten the success we've gotten so far without remarkable partnerships with military and with parents. And so here at Zama, General Vowell and Colonel Tomlinson, without that kind of commitment, the support, the medical teams, contact tracing, et cetera, we couldn't perform what we think is an important and valuable mission to this community. And so we welcome that. We thank you for that. We thank the commitment of the teachers for the resiliency during this period of time. And I see a remarkable future ahead for Camp Zama and for DoDEA around the world. So I am absolutely pleased to be here today, and I look forward to cutting the ribbon. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the stage the Trojan Voices.
When I close my eyes and I can't see, when I close my eyes and rely, when I close my eyes and I can't see, and I am not afraid. When I try to see the reasons why, if I ever could understand, I would find the hope to let me try, and I am not afraid. Take me to the river, take me to the sea, climb the highest mountain, and go there with me. When I close my eyes and I can't see, and I am not afraid. Now I am learning the magic within me, and that is the reason I'm standing so tall. Deep in my heart is a voice that is speaking. If I keep believing, then I will not fall. Take me to the river, take me to the sea, climb the highest mountain, and go there with me. Take me where the wind blows, take me to the sun, take me to a river that flows to the sea. When I try to see the reasons why, if I ever could understand, I would find the hope to let me try, and I am not afraid. And I am not
Thank you, Trojan Voices. At this time, being led by Mr. Henry Lefebvre, we will dismiss the official party. And now, being ushered by members of the Zama JROTC drill team, we will dismiss the general seating to join us at the official ribbon cutting staging area.